Hey, Coach, I hope you have a couple minutes. I have a couple questions for you. First off, what do you think about Adam Miller? You see, he did not make the practice squad for the Miami Dolphins, and now it looks like he's in the running for a coaching job next season with a possible Big Ten school. What do you have to say about that? Well, Adam's a good quarterback and a good kid, and one day he's going to be a good coach. If he decides to go that route, he's going to definitely kill it. And honestly, he had our team rallying around him. Even when we were a one-win team, he still found a way to be the leader and to have guys not give up on him. It's so easy when you're losing to give up on guys, but he definitely showed his leadership and definitely the tough times. It will help him in coaching if he decides to go that route. I think he'd be amazing. He was great in the room, X's and O's. He knew it all. Well, Coach, you have 4 games left in the season, and pretty much all versus teams that are in the lower parts of the Big Ten, but you do end the season at Wisconsin. What do you think about the upcoming matchups? Well, we have Northwestern Illinois coming up and then ending with Nebraska and Wisconsin. You never know. Those 2 games at the end, they can go either way because Nebraska is always good. In Wisconsin, you already know the rivalry. It's going to be a fun end to the season. We'll see how we do. Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and welcome back to the Whitetails Dynasty as the rumors are starting to go around. Maybe Coach Adam Miller is now circulating around the Big Ten coaching rumor mill as we head into the later parts of the season as teams start to figure out what they want to do in the future. But with teams competing like us, we're thinking about the Big Ten championship. Now, the title does go through Nebraska and Wisconsin now because they are our last 2 games. And look at our team going into these last 2. Jacoby Beck is actually having himself the best season of his career, 702 yards off of 54 catches. And then Storm is leading us in yards as well. He's looking for his second straight 1,000-yard season. Now, our defense really started to change once we inserted Alvin Ebicelli into the starting lineup. It's just so funny that the first 3 years of his career, he was decent, but not starter caliber. But now all of a sudden he's making plays all over the field, and he leads our team with only 3 sacks. And then the rest of the defense, well, we haven't forced many turnovers, but we're getting the job done as of late. So Ethan Aguayo, our defensive coordinator, does have an upgrade. We will upgrade the block shedding for his coaching tree. And just looking at our recruiting board going into the last 2 games, it's going to be interesting because the top 5 guys on our board were all in a recruiting race, which is going to really hurt us because it's going to force us to make a decision in the offseason which of these guys we should really go after hard and which one we shouldn't. But we do have 5-star receiver Amonte Jacobs. Con Childress is going to be a huge recruit for us. We do want him on the squad because we don't really have an answer at safety after Ryan Robinson graduates. We do have Cam Duvano, but not much behind him, at least that has experience. Tamari Jamison will likely be the future at middle linebacker for us. Michael Bradbury is a bright young 4-star receiver. I'm looking forward to having him if he does commit to us. Sir Alexander McCluger is another outside linebacker we might have a chance at. Buster Edwards, though, we might not have a shot at because it looks like we're close to being locked out. But let's talk about an outside linebacker who we just did add to our recruiting board. He's a 3-star prospect, not J.J. Watt, J.J. Wyatt. Outside linebacker at 75 overall. Now, we can only unlock 50% of his ratings, but just think about it. What if he goes up to about 77, 78? That would be incredible, and he would likely be one of the best recruits we've ever had, so we're going to keep our eye on him. And then the rest of our board, I don't know about Marco Ford as a punter/kicker. We really need some type of special teams going into next season in recruiting because really our kicker's graduating this year, Bryant, and then Brian Wade has already committed to our school, but he's only got 71 kick power and 71 kick accuracy. That's definitely not good enough to get it done in the Big Ten. So we're going to be looking for a kicker and a punter probably recruiting next season. Now, we do have some good cornerback recruits coming into next year, so we will have our secondary reloaded. Now let's look at the top 10 in the nation. Florida State is the only undefeated team in the nation right now at 10-0 after LSU lost their first game as they were ranked number 1 last week in overtime to Mississippi. But I am surprised that they dropped all the way to 9. That's a big fall, especially for a 3-point loss. I wouldn't expect a team to really drop that far in the rankings. And then here we sit at number 13 in the nation. So we will be looking to jump into the top 10 after a couple of wins if we can get them. Now, Nebraska is probably, to be honest, the most underrated team in the nation. They are 6-4 right now, and they have a ton of seniors on their team. And really, I mean, they're loaded at every single position, starting with quarterback with Hurd, and he can run. Ron Hurd is a dual threat quarterback. He can also pass, but here's the thing. Their running game is strong. They have 2 running backs who will likely top 1,000 yards at the end of the season. And then their receiving core isn't bad at all. Matt Wilson has double-digit touchdowns. He can run routes. He is a dangerous weapon in this offense. And then on defense, I mean, they are just stacked at every single position. In each of their 4 wins, they lost by 2 scores to Ohio State, but their other 3 losses were versus Penn State and versus 2 other ranked teams, Navy included, and they're all within 7 points. So this is a really good Nebraska team. So let's kick it off here on the road, and that's why this is going to be an even tougher matchup. We are not at home during this one, and here we go. The last 2 games of the season, we end on the road. So here is Ron Hurd starting out at quarterback, throwing the ball out to his leading receiver, Wilson, who throws a stiff arm, and he's going to pick up a gain of 11 to start out this game. So 1st and 10 at about the 37-yard line. They're going to run Bailey in motion. They're going to fake it to him on the jet sweep. And look at Hurd, a wide open hole. He breaks the tackle, and he's still on his feet. He's going to make it to about the 35-yard line on the 28-yard carry to start it out, and that's a big 1st down run. So now they're almost inside of field goal range. Here's Austin Butler with the handoff up the middle, and that will get a gain of 4, bringing it to a 3rd and 6. Trips out to the left side. This time we're sending a blitz, but he can't get away. That's a sack by Derek Pinto, who used to be end. Remember, we converted him to middle linebacker, and they do settle for the field goal, but it's going to be wide to the left and maybe a little short, and we are going to take back over on offense. But we do get some news before starting out this next possession. No more undefeated teams as Florida State drops to Clemson by 20 points. And Clemson might take over that division in the ACC. So here we go on our first possession. Here's DiRoberto handing it off to Jabari. Blaze in. He's going to be stopped in the backfield. Loss of 1. We talked about this defense being good at every position. They have speed everywhere. So now 2nd and 11. Rolling out to the right side. Facing some pressure. He's going to throw on the run. And it's going to be picked off by Patrick, their leading man on defense. And wow, DiRoberto, his first pass is picked off, and we talked about it. Their defense is really good. He keeps a foot in bounds and everything, and now Nebraska takes back over after the turnover. So here they are running the ball. This time Butler up the middle. He does pick up a gain of 7, stopped by Blake Childress, the junior. So 2nd and 3, handoff up the middle. This time Butler is going to fight forward, tackled from behind by Jonathan Simmons, the freshman, and a gain of 7 in the 1st down. So at about the 42-yard line, this time Butler up the middle. He will get tackled from behind. That is Marvin Woods, the senior linebacker who we're looking to replace next season as they eventually get it to a 3rd and 6. Hurd scrambling, and he's sacked. That is Brad Robinson, the junior who was in our first recruiting class. He picks up the sack, and now they settle for a long field goal, even longer than the first one. I don't know what they were thinking on this one, and that one is well short. So 2 missed field goals for Nebraska. So here is DiRoberto back on offense, trying not to force any time this one. Here is a throw out to the right, and that is a gain of 15. Jacoby Beck to about the 40-yard line. So 1st and 10. Here's Xavier Storm on the jet sweep. He's going to pick up 5 yards on that one, and he brings it to a 2nd and 5 at about the 35-yard line. Throw to the right side. That is Jacoby Beck. Another catch, another 1st down for the senior. That's 11 yards to about the 25-yard line. So now 2nd and 10. Once again, throw out to the left side. It's going to be Price Greer, 5 yards on that catch. And that brings it inside the 20-yard line. DiRoberto's driving the ball well. on this drive. Quick throw out to left side on a 3rd and 5. He takes a big hit. Jabari Blaze on the receiving end of that one. That's a gain of 3. And now we line up to go for it. 4th and 2. Here we go. Throw to the left side. Xavier Storm's got it. And look at Xbox trying to throw us off on that one. But luckily, we stayed composed and found Xavier Storm for the 16-yarder. And we're inside the 1-yard line. So here, 5 wide out there. DiRoberto in the game. This time, we usually bring in Brian Simmons. He's scrambling out to the right. He's going to beat him to the pylon. That is a touchdown for the freshman quarterback. And there we go. We're on the board first on the road, and we take the 7-0 lead. So here is Hurd back on the field. Ron Hurd finding Wilson, his leading man. He's got a gain of 9 for the first pass on this next drive. So 2nd and 1 from the shotgun. This time Hurd throws across the middle. Bailey, one-handed catch by 84 Gary Bailey, and he gets to about the 50-yard line and a first down. So 2nd and 11. This time handoff. Butler, he gets tackled from behind. Nathan Beaver comes up from the second level and limits it to about a gain of just 4 or 5 yards. So Hurd from a 3rd and 6 perspective. Here's a throw to the right side, and there is a tackle. Elgin Lloyd, a nice one-on-one tackle by the really small 5'9" cornerback, and he makes the tackle on a big tight end and forces a punt this time. So here is Wisconsin State back out onto the field, running the ball with Jabari Blaze, but these running lanes are really closing up quickly. So 2nd and 8, rolling out to the right. This time DiRoberto gets rid of it, and whoa, Xavier Storm could have had a lot of room to run. That's a great deflection on that one. And that brings it to a 3rd and 8 in the tights formation. DiRoberto throws to the sideline, and it's going to be picked off by Walker, the safety. And that is DiRoberto's 2nd interception of the game. And wow, he just did not lead him to the sideline enough. And now Nebraska takes over with great field position. So here is Ron Hurd, his first pass across the middle. That's Pollock, who's going to run over a defender, picking up 23 yards inside the 20-yard line on that catch and run. So after losing a yard on first down, here's a 2nd and 11 carry up the middle. That's Austin Butler, 13 yards. These running backs can run for days. He's already got 40 yards rushing. So now they're inside the 5-yard line. Here is Butler, handoff, and that's a touchdown for Nebraska, 5 yards out. And they tie this game up at 7 apiece here as DiRoberto is trying to recover from those 2 interceptions. Can the freshman make up for his mistakes? So first throw out to the right side. That's Xavier Storm for a first down on the sideline, gain of 21 as that gets it to about the 50-yard line here on the next play. Throw to the right side. Storm again, gain of 18. Man, he is a good route runner. He gets open on that one and a first down. So 1st and 10. This time Jabari Blaze, and the running lane is there, but it closes quickly. That's just a gain of 4 yards. So 3.5 minutes left here in the first half. This time, DiRoberto scrambles out to the right, throws it that way. It's Storm on the sideline, keeping a foot in bounds, 15 yards again. He's getting going early on in this first half. So here is Blaze, handoff. He coughs it up, but Joey Moss, the left guard, is there to pick it up, and that is just lucky on that one. Jabari's got to hold on to it, especially in big games like this, as this clock winds down inside of 2 minutes. DiRoberto on a 3rd and 6 gets swallowed up in the pocket. There is that Nebraska defense, and we will have to settle for 3 points.
Gotcha, bitch.
So back on the next drive, here is Nebraska trying to run a screen pass, and that is not going to work. Jonathan Simmons gets in for the sack. So under a minute left here in the first half. 3rd and 14, deep shot down the left sideline. It's Wilson. He beats Marquise Dorsey in coverage. That's a touchdown, 79 yards in a blink of an eye. Take a look. I don't know what Marquise Dorsey was doing, but we had a cover 4 on that one, and look at this. He gets burnt. The freshman makes a mistake, and wow, that's the first big one of the year for him. And here we go, down by 4 points. Can we just drive? We have 3 timeouts here. We can do something. First throw, and that's picked off. Estes, and there is Nebraska with their 3rd interception of the game. DiRoberto just was not on the right page as his tight end, Price Greer, and he expected him to run a different route, and that is an interception. And now here comes Nebraska with a chance to score once again before halftime. So 10 seconds left. Here is Hurd in the pocket. He's going to try to tuck it and run. He gets to the left side, breaks a tackle. That's a touchdown. Nebraska once again is on the board. And that's how a game can change when you have good defensive play. And they force 2 turnovers and take the 11-point lead going into halftime. And we are on the road. This is a tough environment. Second half coming next. So here we go to start the second half. We have thrown 3 picks in the first half. First throw deep. He's got Jacoby Beck. That's 31 yards. That's a first down for the freshman to the senior. So 1st and 10. This time handoff. Jabari up the middle. He's going to fight his way forward. And he's got 9 yards on that one as we eventually do pick up the first down. So inside the 30-yard line. This time throw to the right side. That's the senior Chris Coretta at tight end. He's getting inside the 10-yard line on that one. And a first down for him. So now 1st and goal at about the 9-yard line. This time DiRoberto scrambles out to the right. He's going to try to take it himself and gets to about the 5-yard line. But take a look. DiRoberto is down. He kind of grabs at his elbow a little bit, but I can't really tell what the injury is, but he's going to have to leave the game. And in comes the sophomore quarterback, Brian Simmons, in for the next play. He does have some experience playing in some games last season. Here's his first throw from the shotgun. He's got Xavier Storm. Touchdown for the sophomore to the sophomore. And there we go. We're on the board, and now this is a 1-score game as Brian Simmons comes in relief, and he throws a dart that time. That's a touchdown, and now it's a 4-point game. So now here we go back on defense. 5.5 minutes left here in the third. There's a handoff, but that's a nice stop. Richard Lewis is there for the stop in the backfield. So now 3rd and 11. Here's Hurd. This time going to throw out to the right. They run the verticals and run the shallow crosser, and that's a first down. Butler is unaccounted for in the secondary. That's a big first down throw on that one. So here is Hurd this time running the option. He's going to give it off to Butler, who's got a lot of room, and he's big, and he's got 20 yards on that one, 45 for another big run in this game. So now they get it inside the 20-yard line. Here's throwing a screen pass on a 3rd and 5, but this time it's not going to work. That is Marvin Woods, the senior, and he makes the tackle. And now they do settle for 3, making it a 7-point game. So here is Jabari Blaze back out onto the field, getting the ball on the next carry, on the next possession. That's a gain of 6. And that brings it to a 2nd and 4 at about the 22-yard line. Throw across the middle. That's Xavier Storm. He's got a big gain of 19 yards and a first down. As now we get it to about the 40-yard line here. From the shotgun, we come out with 5 wide receivers. Deep throw to the right side, and that's caught. Jacoby Beck. Look at this catch and this throw. He's got both feet in bounds, and that's a nice catch in traffic. First down for the senior. So here is Jabari Blaze with the handoff up the middle. That's a gain of 3. And that brings it to a 3rd and 2 now. This is crucial. We're just out of field goal range. Simmons, play action fake. Rolls to the right side. He's got a lot of room. You forget he can run the ball. And that's the difference between him and DiRoberto. He can scramble. DiRoberto is more of the pocket passer as we move on to the 4th quarter here inside of field goal range. So here's Xavier Storm getting the first catch of the 4th quarter. He's got a gain of 9 as we get it inside the 5-yard line. So handoff this time. Jabari Blaze up the middle. He's got it. 4 yards out. That's a touchdown. And we will come back and tie this game up at 24 apiece as here comes Hurd, the senior, back out onto the field for Nebraska. First play, handoff up the middle. That's Austin Butler. Nice stop by Marvin Woods and Blake Childress. And that brings it to a 2nd and 10. Handoff once again, Butler. He's going to try to show some patience on this one, but somehow fights forward. That's a first down. We had him at about a 5-yard gain on that one, but somehow he stretches it into a 7-yarder. So now, once again, here is Hurd on the jet sweep, but he's going to take it himself. Here is Hurd. He's going to throw a stiff arm and get down the sideline. That is a touchdown on that one. 53 yards. Hurd takes it himself. Take a look. I don't know if this was a design run or what, but our defense was fooled on that one. It looked like they were maybe going to pass it or something, but Hurd takes it himself and takes it all the way. It's a touchdown for Nebraska. So here we are back on an offense here on a 2nd and 10. Here's a throw across the middle. That's Jacoby Beck, who is going to pick up 9 yards on that play. So now a 3rd and 1 this time. Here's Simmons. He's going to throw to the right side. He's got Price Greer, and that is a first down. We just want to kind of move this clock and move the ball. Be smart with the rock here on this drive. So here is Price Greer. Another catch on the sideline. That's a gain of 11 on that one. Nice throw by Brian Simmons. So here he is scrambling out to left side. This time he's going to throw, and that's an interception this time. Walker again, his 2nd of the game. We try to put some mustard on that one, and Simmons just does not have the arm strength that DiRoberto has. I'm used to throwing out of the run with DiRoberto. He can throw deep, but this time, I mean, we just forget. Brian Simmons just does not have that arm strength that DiRoberto has. He tried to lob it over the top of the defense, and here comes Nebraska with great field position back, and they do score on a 10-yard catch that time from the tight end. And now this lead stretches to 2 scores. We have a lot of making up to do. So here's a throw out to the right side on the following drive. There is Xavier Storm, another first down on that one. He's over 100 yards easily. So here's a throw out to left side. This time Maurice Jackson, the freshman, and he's got 7 yards on that catch. And now there's 3 minutes left here in the game at about the 37-yard line. Throw to the right side. That's going to be Anthony Swanson, who is going to get open, and he's got about a gain of 18 on that one. And now we get to about the 20-yard line on that throw. Here's another throw to the right side. Swanson again, and that's a gain of 11 yards. And a first down for about a gain of 11. So here we go inside the 10-yard line. So here's Brian Simmons this time, scrambling out to the right. He's going to try to take it himself, and he coughs it up. That is stripped, and the sophomore will cough it up, and Dante Davison will fall on it, the freshman, and that will do it. Nebraska completes the upset off of that strip fumble on that one, and wow, what a way to lose this game as we were trying to come back. That's 5 total turnovers in this game, and it ends up being the difference in this game. And wow, Ron Hurd ends up only missing 1 pass the entire game. He ran for 80 yards himself, and man, this was just a bad loss. Really, the turnovers killed us. DiRoberto threw 3, Simmons threw 1 and coughed it up once. I mean, man, this was just not a good game for the Whitetails at all, as we will surely drop in the national rankings come next week. But the good thing was that we had the 2-game lead on the conference division, so we have 1 game left in the season. This is a must-win game versus Wisconsin coming up. Xavier Storm does go for 166 in this game off of 11 catches. He had a huge game. We had 3 sacks, usually something we don't really get. But even in an effort with 3 sacks, they still did whatever they wanted running the ball. I mean, they were just killing us all game long. As Walker on their side, the Tommy Walker, he had 2 interceptions in this game. And then looking at Hurd, he missed 1 pass the entire game. Only 202 yards passing, but they did what they wanted. Running the ball, as Butler ran for over 100. Hurd almost ran for 100 as well. He was in the end zone twice, and that ends up being the difference along with the 5 turnovers that we had in this game. So looking at the standings after that loss, we are 9-2 now. We only dropped to number 16. I'm pretty surprised at that. I guess the committee knows how good Nebraska really is, and Kirk Herbstreit actually did pick Nebraska in this game, so I guess, well, the committee didn't think that we should drop that much. So we dropped to 16, but Nebraska is now ranked at 21. They are 7-4. But really, this next game is really important, because if we lose this next game, there's a chance that Nebraska will be in the conference championship. So it's do or die, win or go home. Wisconsin and the Whitetails. What a way to end this season, as Wisconsin has one of the best offenses in the nation. Their defense is definitely lacking, but we will need to come with our A game. So hit subscribe, hit that like button, stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah, they filling out these job applications. Life got hard after high school graduation. I went to college and your boy got financial aid. They gave me money, then I went and bought a pair of J's. And I bought a pair of shades. And I bought a new computer. Had $400 left, spent the rest on